The general who erased his own name from history. Imagine being so good at what you do that even kings fear your name. That was Marcus Varian, the man people once called the Lion of the Empire. He wasn't born rich, wasn't he born royal, just a farmer's son who learned early that life doesn't hand you anything unless you fight for it. From the muddy fields to the golden halls of power, Marcus climbed every step with blood, sweat, and a heart that refused to give up. He led armies that never lost. People said his strategies could make even the gods nervous. And yet, behind that sharp gaze was a man who carried more pain than pride. You see, every victory came with a price. Friends buried under battlefields, promises broken in the name of the empire, and a loyalty that chained him to a ruler who only used him when convenient. Marcus wasn't fighting for glory anymore. He was fighting because he didn't know how to stop. But destiny has a strange way of twisting loyalty into betrayal. One night after a war that finally ended in peace, the emperor called him into the palace. He expected gratitude, medals, songs, honor. Instead, he was met with silence, and fear whispers spread across the empire. The general knows too much. The same man who built the empire was now seen as a threat to it. Marcus didn't rebel. He didn't fight back. He just disappeared. One morning, the guards went to his chambers. They were empty. No letters, no weapons, no footprints, just one thing left carved into the wall. Power is a shadow. The moment you chase it, you lose yourself. And from that day, history forgot the man who once saved it. Years passed, and Marcus Varian's name was erased from every scroll, every statue, every soldier's memory. It was like he never existed. But legends don't die that easily, they whisper. The small villages. Old men still told stories around the fire, about a man who once commanded the sun itself to rise in his favor, who saved the empire but chose exile over pride. One of his soldiers, now an old man, said something that stayed with me. He was the kind of man who'd rather disappear than destroy. Imagine that. A world obsessed with fame and recognition, and here was someone powerful enough to be remembered forever, yet he chose to be forgotten. Some say he went to live among the farmers again, blending into the crowd he once rose from. Others believe he found peace in silence, writing down everything he'd seen. Not for history, but for his own forgiveness. But there's a darker version too. Some claim the emperor couldn't risk him living, and ordered his name wiped, his tomb hidden, his existence erased from the face of the earth. No one knows the truth. But one thing's clear, even silence can echo through time. Because sometimes, the greatest rebellion is simply walking away. Centuries later, historians still search for traces of Marcus Varian. No grave, no birth record, not even a coin with his face. It's as if the man who once held the empire together had deleted himself from the story deliberately. But why? Maybe because he realized that history isn't about names carved in stone. It's about the lives you touch before you fade. Think about it. How many of us chase power, titles, or fame, only to lose who we are? Marcus's story feels personal because it's not just ancient history, it's a mirror. We've all had moments when we gave everything to something only to be forgotten, unseen. But maybe, just maybe, that's where peace hides. Somewhere out there, under the ruins of the old empire, people still talk about a faceless general. They say on quiet nights, when the wind passes through broken marble, you can hear a faint whisper. I was never meant to be remembered, only understood. And that's the truth Marcus left behind. That legacy isn't about fame, it's about freedom. So next time you think your story doesn't matter, remember his. Because even when the world forgets your name, the impact you leave behind never fades. For more stories like this, subscribe to our channel. Because sometimes, even forgotten voices deserve to be heard.